everybody, to the Mullins Over Music podcast, where we mull over musical quandaries and talk about stuff. I have a special guest with me today. I'll let them introduce themselves to you.
Hello, my name is Eleni Nota, and I play drums for the band Ankor. I'm very happy to be here.
Thank you for coming.
Thank
And
you for having me.
Anchor is one of my favorite bands. So,
Oh, thank you.
yeah. So, we always got to start the podcast off with a funny question.
Cool.
I mean, you got to get people laughing.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So this one is a user submitted question. And by user submitted question, I mean one that my friend sends me. He sends me random questions that are hilarious. And I just roll with it.
Nice. Now I'm excited about it. Cool.
Okay, so we got a couple of them for you.
Cool.
Is the tooth fairy creepy or just really creepy?
Oh, well, actually, the tooth fairy, because it's not a very common thing here in Greece, like a myth. So if I get it correct, it's the fairy who goes to kids when they sleep, takes the tooth that is under the pillow and leaves what money in
Yeah.
return.
Yeah, leaves like a couple change or, whole dollar,
Okay,
whatever.
okay. I would say creepy because at least it gives something back and it's money, so it's good. If it was nothing, it would be really creepy.
You know what? That's fair. Uh, only slightly creepy. I like it. Good answer to the question. So the next question is, what is the grossest place you ever ate at?
So, uh, what? Actually, a place here in Athens, Greece, where I live, I played. It was kind of not exactly a venue. You wouldn't call that a venue. It was an underground Irish pub, and I was playing a gig over there. And also, I had to eat something because I was there for hours, and they were actually serving food. Uh, and the place was really atrocious. Like there were actually really cockroaches inside. I could see cockroaches while I was playing the gig. So yeah, it wasn't very fun to stay there, sit there, and actually eat a burger. For example, it was disgusting.
That does sound pretty gross.
Yeah.
I think the strangest place I ever played at was we called it a haunted CC's. CC's is a pizza buffet, and it it looked haunted. The sound guy was a drug addict who lasted maybe 30 minutes. He lasted maybe 15 minutes into the first set before he had to go home because he was sick. But the dude was on something because he was like flipping out with his hands going all over the place and he was messing with the arcade machine and dude was cracked out and it was hilarious. And the pizza, it it tasted like crackers with tomato sauce on it.
Oh my god. Ugh, sounds
Yeah.
disgusting. I
Oh,
prefer the cockroach burgers, I think.
I think I do too. Okay, I got one last question for you. What is the best chip or crisp in Europe or whatever?
Oh, Europe in general. Whoa, I have no idea in Europe in general, because every country has like its own brand. But at least here in Greece, we have this thing that is like baked crisps instead of fried. So actually, they sell them in the supermarket. It's not something homemade. So they are baked and they have these different flavors like barbecue, paprika, sun-dried tomato, stuff like that. And they're actually really good. It's called the brand's called Lay's, and it's like homemade, not exactly homemade, but it's called Lay's homemade baked crisps, and they're delicious. They don't have this like oily flavor of the of the fried ones. Like you feel like it's more closer to actual food than to garbage.
Okay. Okay. That sounds
Yeah.
delicious. The paprika one sounds especially delicious.
I actually I think the barbecue wins, but paprika is a second, close second.
Well, I live in the south of the US, so we know all about barbecue.
Well, so what are the best US crisps or chips, however you call it? You know, we have a British singer, so she always tells me it's crisps, it's crisps, because I call it chips too, and I'm trying to correct myself all the time.
Um, so they have this one. It's called, I think it's called Miss Vicky's, if I'm not correct, mistaken. Yeah, Miss Vicky's chips, and they have a jalapeno one. It's a baked chip, I believe. Uh, I'm looking here on the website. They got sea salt and vinegar, jalapeno, and smokehouse barbecue. It's my favorite.
Wow, sounds good.
Yeah.
Well, I spent 1 month in the US, but oddly enough, I only ate tortilla chips. It was the only thing, like the only chip thing I was eating. So I didn't try much.
Did you have salsa with it?
Hummus. I'm an addict, so
You're a
yeah,
hummus addict?
yeah, a bad one.
Hey, there's always worse things, so hummus ain't so bad.
Actually, yeah, that's true.
Okay. Well, that's it for the funny questions for now. I may throw one in there without you even knowing and throw you off guard.
Yay.
I'll be like, favorite place to eat at, and you'll just have to answer.
Okay, cool.
So, the first question is, how did you first get into music? Like, take me back to a very young you, and I want to walk me through how you got to where you are now.
So actually, I kind of got into it accidentally. Um, when I was 7, my mom asked me if I want to learn an instrument, and I was kind of bored to do it. And I was like, okay, let's do it. And I went to piano lessons without my will, pretty much, and I hated the whole thing. So it's not like I was, into music and learning piano at an early age. I hated it, but that's what my classmates did, and I had to blend in. So I kept doing that thing for a few years until at the end, so at the age of 10, I discovered Slipknot. I had already started listening to rock and so metal. I found Slipknot through the brother of my best friend at the time, and I fell in love. And I saw Joy playing Joy Jordison, and I was like, "Wow, this is actually music. I want to do that." So I started, breaking my mom's nerves to like put me to music school to learn drums. It took a bit of convincing, and yeah, 2 years later, I started learning the drums, and actually with that I was happy. Like I didn't hate the whole thing, obviously. So yeah, many years later, I still play the drums. I never quit. So yeah, actually, thanks to Slipknot, kind of.
Well, thank you, Slipknot, and what a fantastic band to get into, especially with Joey Jordison being
Oh
the.
yeah, oh yeah. It was like wow. It was wow when I saw the guy playing. It was insane.
I can't say I've seen them live yet, though, unfortunately.
No, never. I saw them once. Oh, twice actually. 2 years ago. Like twice, 2 years ago. Like and it was like in 3 days, two shows. Like one in Bulgaria and one in Greece. So it was like very close shows one to each other, and both days they killed it. But with Jamie Weinberg, of course, no Joy
Yeah,
Jordison, unfortunately.
yeah. I wish I'd seen either of them because unfortunately Jay ain't even in Slipknot
Yeah,
anymore.
yeah, yeah. Oh, he's phenomenal. It's insane. It's phenomenal.
I think he's in a band called Etheria now or something like that.
Nah, really, I didn't check. Okay, it's
Yeah.
cool.
It's like Etheria or Athalia or something. Because
Okay.
he got let go from Slipknot due to
Mm.
creative differences.
Oh yes, I saw the whole thing, the post and everything. Yeah, doesn't make sense, but okay.
Yeah, I agree. Okay. So how did you come about joining Anchor?
Um.
Because that
So yeah, that happened. Yeah. Sorry.
was a year and a half ago.
Kind of. Yeah. Yeah, a year and 3, 4 months, something like that. Almost a year and a half, let's say. So I had just quit my previous band, and I was single in band terms. So actually, a very good mutual friend that she's Spanish and a very well-known singer in Spain, Diva Satanica, who is a mutual friend for me and Ankor, like referred my name to them because they were looking for a drummer. Like uh, they were in a big hurry because they didn't have a drummer and the drummer quit and they had the show very soon. So they had to find a drummer very, very fast. And our mutual friend said, okay, Eleni doesn't have a band anymore. Why don't you contact her? And that's kind of how it happened. The guys contacted me. We talked. I love the music. So it was like, yeah, let's do it. Awesome.
Okay, I like it. And your
Yeah.
first song was with them was Prisoner, right?
Prisoner. Yeah. Actually, yeah, I was exactly when I met the guys. It was the first thing we did together. That song. Yeah.
And it is a great song, great music video. I mean, all the all the recent songs have been fantastic. I
I'm
think
glad you like them.
I think Stereo ended up being in my top 5 for Spotify this year.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Thank you.
Um I didn't listen to Spotify much this year, but I got Spotify the last 4 months of the year because I was using Amazon Music. I got mad at Spotify last year for being stupid and not accepting my card. Then I
Makes
got
sense.
a so new bank, new card, so they accepted it this time.
Cool. Cool.
Yeah, it was
So, okay, stereo. Nice. So that's your favorite?
yeah, it's definitely my favorite, and I know you guys are working on chapter 5,
Yeah.
which I'm excited to hear. I think
Yeah.
I
It's
think I
gonna come soon.
did about it because I asked him if he wanted to come on too, and he's a busy man. I mean, not to say that you aren't busy. You're very busy too. I was very glad that you said yes to coming on the podcast.
My pleasure. Yeah, he's a very busy man.
I was like, he was like, I don't want to say yes and then say no to other people. I'm like, that's fair. So, uh, the next question is, so you play piano and drums, right? Are you-
Yeah, piano, like we kind of lost contact, me and piano,
Yeah,
throughout the years. I did for quite a few years. I did, yeah.
he's a piano, and you are not on big speaking terms.
Kind of, yeah.
Okay. Well, you know how it is. I'm sure if you played it again, you'd pick it back right up like that.
Yeah, kind of, yeah. It's like a bike, kind
Yeah,
of.
exactly. I haven't ridden a bike in like 6 years.
Me probably 20, but yeah.
So my next question is, uh, tell me about sort of how you go about writing a drum part for a song.
Oh, good, cool question. So it depends if you know I've been sent a like a guideline drum track or not. For example, some people or my bandmates or other people that I do session work for, they send me a track that has also some a drum machine programmed, like a guideline to know where to stop or what to do. And some people just send me a plain guitar track with nothing else. So the approach is kind of different. If I have a drum track already, I just use it as a base because this way I have an idea of what the person wants, and I just turn it into a more drummer's approach. Like, of course, I'm gonna put my own drum fills and everything. First, I will work with the bass, the bases, like kick and snare, where they are supposed to be. Then I will check what cymbals I want because yeah, I'm very anal about this stuff, and I will spend 1 hour thinking if I should use the ride with the bell or the ride without the bell. Um,
Of course.
so yeah, then I choose the symbol that I want, and then I will choose. Then I will put the accents to accent what the guitar is playing or what the vocals are doing, and then I will put the ghost notes in between because I love ghost notes. It's like the hummus. I'm an addict with ghost notes, so I will put them everywhere I can.
Of course.
And then in the end, I'm gonna put the drum fills that I also spend a lot of time thinking about them, like how they are supposed to be and what to do, and to change them, not do the same drum fill twice because then I want to kill myself. They have to be different. So that's my approach if I have a drum track given. If I don't, then it's a pain in the ass because I have to imagine everything from scratch. It ends up being more creative, but it takes 10 times more time than having a drum track because then I have to imagine what the person wants, and yeah, I end up doing a lot of crazy shit that I wouldn't do if I had a drum track. Like it ends up being way too progressive. But yeah.
Okay. I like the answer. And I totally agree with the ghost notes. Those are very important.
Oh yeah, they're great.
One of my favorite uses of ghost notes is the song Rosanna by Toto.
Oh yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing.
I mean, Toto, the drummer for Toto used a lot of ghost notes. So
Yeah, the name is Jeff Porcaro, right?
yeah, they were African.
Yeah.
So next question on my list. What is your favorite song that you've written, and what is your least favorite song that you've written?
Mm, favorite? You mean drum-wise favorite, like
Yeah.
the work I'm proudest of?
Yeah.
Okay. Probably it's, I would say, I think Dark Beat,
Okay.
drum-wise from Ankor. Least favorite, uh, well, least favorite, I cannot tell in general because, someone else wrote the riffs. But if I have to say drum-wise that I could change, probably it's in the past. Yeah, like all the old stuff I've written drums for. I listen to it now, and I'm like, oh shit, I could have done better. Uh, but it's old, so yeah, I cannot think of a specific song right now, but probably anything that is 5 and more years old.
Okay. That makes a lot of sense. I feel the same way.
Yeah.
So since we're on the topic of songs, do you have any
Mhm.
guilty pleasure songs that you like to listen to? Are you
Yeah, but
secretly
I wouldn't call it guilty pleasure. Like I listen whatever. My Spotify list is a mess. So like yeah, normally I love listening stuff like Dua Lipa and
okay?
Ariana Grande and Justin Bieber. So I'm really weird. And Greek pop, which I was listening to when I was 5 probably, and I still listen to the same songs. So yeah, but I wouldn't call that guilty pleasure. Like I'm open-minded about it. In the past, I would call it guilty pleasure, but now I'm vocal about it. Like I listen weird stuff, and I'm okay with it.
That's fair. Um,
What's your guilty pleasure though?
ooh, that's a tough one. Um, kind of like you, I don't really have any guilty pleasures per se, but I listen to a lot of what my wife listens to in the car. I let her have the aux cord. So there's a lot of Have Mercy and emo stuff like that.
Okay, okay, I get it.
Noah Khan, Brand New. What else you throw in there? Hot Mulligan. Yeah, a lot of pop punk and emo. And yes, you've
Well,
never heard
that's
before.
good. This is good music.
Yeah. And then fun fact I found out recently, Chad Smith is the drummer off of Dua Lipa's newest
Oh
record.
yeah,
I had
yeah.
no idea about that.
Actually, me neither, and I found it through Drama. And I
Yeah, that
was so
drum.
excited. I was like, okay, the drumming in that album is fantastic. Now it makes sense.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, dude is a drumming machine.
Yeah,
But
it's
yeah, besides
fantastic.
that, Taylor Swift, I've listened to her newer album. I like that one.
Mm,
Is it called
this
Midnight
is
or
great.
something?
I don't remember the title, but check some singles. Ah, but that's what you say about Midnight. Midnight Sky. Miley Cyrus also is great. I
Yeah.
love that song, Midnight Sky. Yeah, I just remember it because you said Midnight. But the Taylor Swift album title, no, I don't remember. And normally just check singles on Spotify.
Yeah, of course. All I remember from it is Snow on the Beach.
Sorry.
That song Snow on the Beach.
Okay, Snow on the Beach. I don't remember that.
Yeah. It's a great song.
I'm
If
gonna check it out. Okay, I want some guilty pleasure stuff, so I'm gonna check it out till we finish.
I've got some interesting songs. I'll send you a playlist.
Cool. Thank you.
No problem. So, next question on my list of wonderful questions because they're all wonderful to me. uh if you could choose any artist to collaborate with, who would it be and why?
Ooh, that's a good one. Okay.
Yeah, no. It is a tough one. There's so many.
Yeah. Now my brain is melting. I think. I think Lady Gaga.
That would be cool.
First of all, she's an icon
Yes.
and she's badass. Secondly, she's really creative, so it would be amazing to write drums for any song written by her. And also, I think it would be really funny. And
Yeah.
then if I played a show with her, I could wear some crazy costume. It would be awesome.
I mean, she definitely goes all out with her costumes.
Oh yeah,
Between her and Katy Perry, I think they have a competition to see who can outdo each other on costumes.
that's true. But I love both. To be honest, I love Katy Perry too. But I think I would go Lady Gaga team because she has more class. Let's say. I think.
You know what? I agree with that. She does have more class.
Yeah.
Okay. So, this is my favorite section of the podcast. I call it Gear Talk, Great Talk,
Ooh, nice.
because I gotta know what the hell cats. They just they're playing WWE in the background. They're wrestling.
They have good taste, I think, at least, in
Yeah.
what game to play.
They like jumping off the bed and bouncing on top of each other like they're doing from the rope. And I don't know if you can see it, but right there is a little cat shelf that they can hop up on top of.
Oh,
So
yeah, I can see it.
so they hop up from there off onto the bed, use the bed as a bouncing point to jump onto their brother.
Okay, that looks so fun.
I
I would have loved to do that too.
I
Wow, it
often
looks
wish I
amazing.
was a cat to do to play around like they do because they play around like it looks fun. It's very entertaining from
Oh,
a
yeah, it looks
perspective.
even more entertaining and exhausting, even than playing drums. Looks good.
So, gear talk, great talk. um, you can get as specific as you want because I love to hear specifics. So,
Hmm.
what kind of gear are you rocking? What tell me about your kit.
So with Ankor, using a Mapex drum kit.
Okay.
Um, so yeah, and that are like Spain/European drum kit. We take it around all over Europe to play shows. Um, and I'm especially in love with the snare drum, because it's the a Black Panther 13 by 7, and it's really great. Like, it's probably the best snare I've ever played in my life. And yeah, apart from that, also all the hardware is from Apex. And yeah, it's a great drum kit. And now let's go to my favorite part of a drum kit, with cymbals.
Oh, of course.
And I'm using Paiste. I love big cymbals, so most of them are really like, they are big inches cymbals. Um, I'm using 18 and 19 grasses, 22 right cymbal, because I love to crash it also. Like, I use it as a crash in many choruses. So it's really huge and really loud. Um, a 14-inch full hi-hat, and an 18-inch root china. And sometimes I will use a bell, like a small bell cymbal, and 6-inch. Sometimes not. I'm really indecisive about it. In some shows I completely ditch it, and in some others I use it. And that's pretty much about cymbals. I try to be really minimal. So if the stage is too small or the sound is too weird, I don't have a lot of stuff to hit, and easy to carry, easy to set up, and the sound is cleaner. So I try to not overdo it with cymbals, even though I'm inclined to do that. If I could, I would have 50, but I stay quite minimal. And also in the setup, yeah, I forgot to mention that I'm always playing with just one rack tom, 12-inch rack tom and 16-inch floor tom, and that's it. Because I'm always one bass drum, not never two, because less is always better.
Of course.
Like, shorter distances to cover with my limbs, and also half the time to set up. So awesome. And then about drum heads, I use Evans. I love Evans drum heads, especially like for my snare drum. I always use Genera Dry and nothing else. It's the like my favorite drum head ever to make the snare drum pop. And in the other drums, I use like the normal UV2s. And then sticks. I use Vincent.
Okay.
The company is called Vincent. They're from Sweden, and I always play just the standard 5A model. Fantastic drumsticks, by the way. Like, I really have a hard time breaking them, which is very cool. Um, and then about microphones, I'm using two brands at the same time. I'm using the German brand called Soundhoops, which are custom microphones, and
Ooh.
they're very nice actually when you go on tour, because they're used only for the drums. They still don't make they don't make overheads and stuff like that yet, at least. But they make mics for all drums, and instead of having them on stands, like the normal microphones, they produce their own rims that you can put, like, take out the normal rim of your drum and put the sound hoops rim, and the rim has a hole like this, and the microphone is around with some rubber around it, so, and it just fits in the hole. So this way you don't have a huge microphone on top of your drum and accidentally hit it while you play a show. Like, it's impossible to hit the mic while you play, and also it looks kind of great because you don't have like microphones in your face in all the photographs, huge mics everywhere. And apart from those, I use SC Electronics. I for bass drum and overheads and everything. Fantastic microphones, fantastic. And that's it, I think, about gear. And when I do electronic stuff, like, I would use a Roland Octapad and stuff like that.
Okay.
But occasionally, not very often.
That's awesome. Thank you for going in such detail. I love it.
Yeah, I'm kind of a gear freak.
That's what we like to hear on this show. We always try to get as much gear info as I can. Partly for me so I can go buy the gear. And and then for the
Yeah,
viewer.
makes sense. It's like a kind of getting a review about stuff. It works like you hear someone else's opinion. Sometimes it's useful.
Yeah, I mean, I already got a list of drum stuff, guitar stuff, bass stuff, all kinds of stuff that I'm already ready to go out and buy. Because
Good.
yeah, yesterday I
Christmas
had
is coming, so
okay. Yesterday I had a bass recommendation. So got Dingwall. You talk about the Mapex and those microphones are really cool. Hiding them in the drum like that, that's awesome.
yeah,
And I'm really
they're very
bad.
practical.
I'll always go and I'll slam and I'll hit the mic and I'll be like, oh, shit. Oh, oops.
And pretty much everybody does that. Like pretty everybody, and that's how they got the idea to make those mics to avoid that because every drummer just hits the mics.
Yeah, and you know when they're that when they get so expensive, you're like that's what like $100 down the drain. That if you hit it too
At
right,
least,
yeah.
yes.
So that's on my Christmas list.
Cool.
Old metal Santa Tom Araya from Slayer can down my chimney and bring it to me. Have you seen what he looks like now? He literally looks like a metal Santa Claus.
Really? Well, I got when you said that kind of I could picture it quite easily, but no, I haven't seen how he's recently. I'm gonna check.
Let me see if I can pull up a photo for you. Because there he is. Here it is. If it'll pull up a bigger open link in new tab. There we go. Then I can hit share screen and boom. He literally
Whoa!
he looks like metal Santa Claus.
Yeah, yeah. Like the beard is perfect.
Here's another one for you. There you go.
Oh yeah, yeah. He's Metal Santa. Yeah,
Okay,
ready, ready. He doesn't even need the costume. He's just ready.
I'm glad you agree with me because he it definitely looks like it. And I don't think he's doing anything anymore, so he has plenty of time to come down the chimney.
Oh yeah, that's like it would be a cool hobby for him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And he's skinny enough. He can fit down my
yeah.
chimney.
Easy, easy.
It's a little dirty. And by a little dirty, I mean it's a lot dirty. But that's okay.
It's okay. You know, he's a metalhead.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
he's used to dirt and road dirt and all that stuff.
Of course. Okay, let me get back to my questions here away from the metal Santa Claus. uh So this is the question that I enjoyed asking. What is your favorite place you've ever played at? And I can already guess what your least favorite place to play at, the cockroach place. But if you have one worse than that, feel free to share.
Well, favorite place to play at? I guess it would be like Wacken, the festival Wacken Open Air. I think, yeah, you cannot easily beat that as a venue, if you can call it a venue. Probably not.
Of course you can.
Yeah, yeah, like that. That's the favorite one. And yeah, and if I have to get like if we take Wacken out of the list, that obviously beats out everything else. I think it would be this venue in Munich. It's called Backstage. I played there 2 times already, and it's my favorite venue so far that I've ever been to. Uh, just because it has a huge yard. Because it hosts 3 different venues of 3 different sizes, so the place is really huge, and it has this huge yard. You wouldn't even call it a yard, like the outdoor space. It's huge, and it has like a catering area and many benches with trees and flowers that you can chill. So beautiful and tidy and clean. Weirdly enough, for a metal venue, and it feels like being in. college kind of, and that place being like the outdoors space of the college where everybody's hanging out and drinking coffee, eating food, and chilling below the trees.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
so it's
dig it.
good.
I want to go to it now.
Ah, and another one just because of the architecture, but that's in the US, San Francisco, the Great American Music Hall, something like that was the name.
Yeah.
In San Francisco. I love the inside. It was the most beautiful venue on the inside that I've ever seen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Those are great choices. I dig
Yeah.
it. Okay. Do you have any favorite touring experiences?
Mm,
Any fun stories?
I always tend to forget because every day there's something funny. So if I made a list, it would be huge. So I have to think of something that was really special. Uh yeah, I cannot think of something like that funny. Like it's always everyday funny stuff.
Yeah, of course.
But if I have to pick one, it would be uh, with my previous band because with Ankor we just done one tour together, only one, and quite recent. Actually, it was funny. I laughed a lot, but it was like it didn't have like one day that I remember like laughing that so much. Normally, I never laugh that much. I'm weird, but apart from that, the only reason I have this favorite memory from the previous band touring was because I got to meet one of my favorite drummers ever, which always is a pleasure to meet one of your idols. So I will never forget that day because of that. It was in the US actually, LA, and I heard like a couple of hours before hitting the stage that the drummer of arch enemy, Daniel Erlandson, would be there,
Ooh.
and I started pissing my pants because apart from Joy Jordison, he was the guy that got me into drumming as well. It was like these two guys. So for me, it was like huge having him there. And yeah, he actually came and he kind of got at the side of the stage to see the show, not even in the crowd at the side. So it was even worse for me because I could see him close to me while playing. It was terrible. I was so scared. But after that, it was really cool because we talked a lot and he was super friendly. Like he gave me a thumbs up that he said good stuff. So, like teenage Eleni that day was really, really happy because it's like, okay, if I could tell that to my 13-year-old self, she would probably cry. So cool. That's a good day.
That
So
is.
that will be always my favorite day. I mean, until I find one that surpasses it. But that was really special for me. It was like kind of meeting like Joy Jordison. Was the closest I could get. My other idol.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
awesome. An Arch Enemy is such a prolific band, so
Oh yeah.
yeah, that's really cool. So
Yeah.
I have to ask, what do you
Mhm.
do outside of music? What do you like to do for fun besides music, of course?
Oof, pretty much nothing. I'm so boring. Uh, I watch Netflix quite a lot, to be honest. And apart from that, yeah, nothing. Oof. I'm terrible with stuff. I don't have hobbies. I just do music. Yeah, I watch movies and TV series. In the past, I would read books. Now I got kind of lazy about it. So, yeah, I don't do much, to be honest. And I work a lot of hours with music. So I don't have much free time. And normally I want something stupid for my brain just to go off. So I will just watch something stupid on YouTube pretty much or watch a TV series on Netflix.
Okay. What's the most
Yeah.
recent TV series you've watched?
Mm, actually, the last season of The Crown.
How was it?
Well, I haven't watched the second half. I think it got released like 2 or 3 days ago, the second half of the last season. But I watched the first half, and it was great. I'm kind of like a history maniac. Ah, that's something I do in my free time. Okay, I found something. I really like learning about history, and I get like kind of obsessed with some specific historic periods. So the Diana period is one of my obsessions, kind of like, and Britain's history in general. So, and the first half of the season focused on Diana's life. So I really enjoyed it. And the actress who plays Diana, uh, I don't remember the name. It's a bit strange, but I don't remember her name. But she's fantastic. Like it was kind of creepy, not the bad kind of creepy, but the good kind of creepy, like you would expect from an actor. She was so much like Diana that it was creepy,
Oh, she does. That is.
and not physically only. That's okay. That's okay. We don't care that much. I mean, her mannerisms, the way she was speaking, her facial expressions, just nailed the part. It was really creepy.
Wow, that's insanely close looking. Had to look it up. That is okay then. I'm gonna have to. I'm watching The Crown now. I got to now.
Have you watched it? I mean, any previous season?
So I've seen my grandmother watch it.
Okay, okay.
Um, I was like, that looks like a cool show, and then I never got around to it. But I think you've convinced me. I'm gonna go give it a shot and watch it all now.
Ah, it's very good, and a lot of the Game of Thrones cast, oddly enough, is in there. Like, and for example, if you like the House of the Dragon,
Okay.
uh, uh oh shit, I forgot. What's the name of the main character, Rhaenyra's husband? Kind of forgot his name.
Jason Momoa?
No, no, no. House of the Dragon.
Oh,
No,
House of
not
Dragon.
Game of Thrones. Yeah,
I don't. Damn.
I got stuck. Yeah, basically the lead actor of House of the Dragon is one of the lead actors in the first seasons of The Crown. He plays Queen Elizabeth's husband. Great actor.
Is it Matt Smith? I think that's who it is.
Yeah, Matt Smith. Yes.
Old Doctor
Yeah,
Who.
he played Daemon in House of the Dragon and uh, King Philip in in The Crown. And they have like some Game of Thrones cast inside and some Harry Potter cast also plays in The Crown.
Okay.
So the cast is pretty awesome.
That's a stacked cast right there.
Mm.
The most recent show I've watched is well, the most recent as in like last night was Chopped on the Food Network.
Chop. Ah, Food Network. Okay.
Yeah. And then
Okay, so it was like about chopping stuff, veggies or something.
yeah, so the idea is
Okay.
they get a basket of unknown ingredients. There's four people, it goes down to three, then two, then the winner. Um, they open up the basket and they have to use all the ingredients that are in the basket to make a dish, and it's always something weird like what they have that one time. They have
Okay.
like
That
chicken
sounds
heart
like oh,
and fried dough and then like chocolate covered raisins and Gruyere cheese, and you have to use all four of those ingredients.
that sounds like my cooking, kind of like putting whatever inside.
Here we go. The I have a list here of the 15 most impossible basket ingredients. I got let me see if I can pull it up. I'll list off a few of the most interesting ingredients. There's something called a Buddha's hand. It's a fruit. I'll show you.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a yellow fruit. Here it is. Like
This looks really strange.
it's a citrus fruit in great in vinaigrettes.
Okay.
I'm starting to get hungry. Green tea leaves. We got gooey duck,
Oh my god.
I've never been a fan of watching people try to make stuff with that. Fiddlehead ferns, squid ink, black garlic, which
I have
sounds
seen
safer
that.
than it
I've
looks.
seen that before.
Looks a little burnt. Then you got cold smoked kippers, which is a type of herring uh fish that was salted and smoked.
Mm, sounds good.
Bitter melon. Isn't that just
Ugh,
isn't that just Vegemite?
I hate it.
You don't like Vegemite?
I hate it. I hate the thing. Yes.
I've never tried. We're gonna skip that. That was Rocky Mountain oysters or uh yeah,
Yeah, okay, got it.
yeah. Stinging nettles, which I didn't know you could actually eat those because those things, if you get touched by that, that hurts.
I know, I know. Yeah. I think you can actually eat them, yes.
Uh,
I don't know the process for them to make them edible, but yeah, you can eat them, I think.
yeah, I would have to pass on that because that sounds painful. It's like
Okay.
people who eat those really spicy peppers that are like 14 million Scoville units or something like that.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know how these people do it. No idea.
It just sounds painful and
Oh yeah.
there's got to be no flavor to it either.
Oh well, you get so burned that even if there is flavor, you can never understand it.
Yeah, absolutely. But the other show I've watched recently is an Amazon original show called The Summer I Turned Pretty. It's based on a book.
Okay.
I definitely recommend it. It's except the ending, which my wife spoiled the ending of the third book for me, and I was like, well, that's stupid. I don't want to watch this show anymore.
Yeah, makes sense. If you know the end, yeah, everything gets spoiled. But okay, the summer I turned pretty. Okay, I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah, it's on Amazon Prime, so
I
if
don't
that,
have Amazon, but I'll check. I was thinking to a kind of get Amazon, so maybe that's a good chance now. I have a reason to do it.
well, I work for Amazon, so go
Oh
for it.
yeah?
Yeah,
Uh,
I work in the warehouse.
okay. Okay, that's a cool job.
It's something. It pays pretty well.
That's an important thing.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I don't hate my job.
Well, that's something that most people cannot say. So that's a win.
Yeah, of course. I get to work with the robots. So I get to take the package and throw it onto the belt and it goes in the robot and sorts itself out and stuff. It's really cool.
Okay, that's cool. That sounds really cool. Nice. Cool job.
Yeah. And I work 4 10, so I get 3 days off.
That's also very cool and doesn't happen to most people. So it's very
No.
nice.
It's my favorite schedule I've had is four
Mm.
ten.
No, it sounds great. Sounds great schedule.
And I drive an hour to get to work, but it's not the
It's not
longest
that
I've
bad.
driven.
It's not that bad. Yeah. It's like common.
I drove 3 hours one time, one
Oof.
direction.
Wow. That sucks big time.
Yeah, it was. I lived just out of Seattle, Washington, and I had a 6 hour round trip because of traffic.
Oof. And how long do you do that for?
Did that for 6 months.
It already sounds long. Like 6 months to do that much driving is yeah, it's insane.
I got
Wow.
maybe 4 hours of sleep every night.
It makes sense. If you like the day has 24 hours. If you work 8 and drive another 6, like then you have 10 hours left to do everything else, which is not enough for
Yeah.
sure.
Plus, I had an hour for lunch. So
Oh, yeah. Okay.
yeah, so between
Got
lunch
it.
and the breaks and everything, I'd get home at like midnight, and then I'd have to leave at 4 in the morning.
No, that's not sustainable.
No, it definitely wasn't. I was If you saw the way I looked, my eyes were like it looked like I had black paint going down my face, but it was just the bags of my eyes so so dark.
Yeah, makes sense. I had some crazy schedules in the past too, so you look like a zombie when you don't sleep.
Oh yeah. And I
Yeah,
need my sleep.
everybody.
Okay. So on to my next question. Um, what was the question? I just lost it. Do you get I got it. I got it. Do you get
Hmm.
nervous before a show? And if you do, how do you handle your nerves? This is for all the aspiring musicians out there.
Well, actually, I get extremely nervous. Uh, Always. I've had that since my first show that I played when I was 13, and I still have it. It didn't get better throughout the years. Actually, it got kind of worse. When the shows got bigger and more important, like the last few years, actually the anxiety got more intense. So I still cope with that, to be honest. It's not like I found this magical way to be okay with it. I still have extreme anxiety before each show, and yeah, I get very antisocial also before shows. I'm like, I don't talk much. I kind of hide in my corner and don't speak because I'm really anxious. And yeah, I don't have exactly a way to cope, to be honest. I just survive with it. Let's say, okay, before the show, I will try to like warm up a bit, not much, but a few stuff to feel more comfortable with my body. And uh, yeah, and I will try to like take some deep breaths and remember the fact that I know the songs and I've played them before. This thought kind of helps. And the thing that helps me the most on stage is looking at the crowd. Like I've heard some people saying, "Don't look at the crowd; they're gonna make you more nervous." And some people cannot handle looking at the crowd. But for me, it actually helps me because it's kind of a way to control the situation, not let the situation control me. Like if I don't look at the crowd, I feel like everybody's watching me, but I cannot see them. But if I look at them, I can see their reactions. So if the crowd is happy and they are enjoying the show, and if people are air drumming, I feel like okay, I'm doing well. People are enjoying it, so job is getting done. So all good. Like holding there. So it kind of helps me control the situation and feel more at ease. And also, I will try to look at my bandmates a bit, but mostly I look at the crowd. So yeah, if you like, I've seen videos of me playing. Many times I put a GoPro camera to record the show, and in the entire show, I just look for like ahead. I don't look at the drums. I don't look left or right. I just look ahead, the crowd always.
Okay, that's cool.
But yeah, there's no magical recipe. Like yeah, in the past, in my early 20s, I would drink like a couple of, drinks before a show to calm down. It worked, but I ended up being drunk in all of my shows. So I was very young back then, 19, 20 at that age. But then I was like, no, this is not sustainable. So I completely quit drinking. So for me, this is not a solution. Like, it's not cool to play drunk. So yeah, the best way to handle it sober is just to fight with yourself and find strategies to help you cope with it.
Okay, that's really cool. Thank you for sharing that. That was awesome.
I hope, if somebody hears, because, I've many times I felt very alone with it, that, okay, why am I so stressed and other people are not? I guess there are many people like me out there. So even if one single person feels less alone with that he or she struggle playing shows, it's good.
Yeah, of course.
Like a stressful community of stressful people.
Yeah. Community of stressful people. I like it. So I got a couple more questions for you.
Mhm.
Uh,
Cool.
First off, I gotta ask, what is your in-ear mix like? Or do you guys use yours?
Um, yeah. We all use in-ears. So the in-ear mix. First of all, because I'm deaf, like I told you before,
Yeah.
I have the click very loud. It's the loudest thing I will have. And right below that is the backing tracks. So these are the top two, but especially click. And I always ask for a really annoying click sound that it really pops through my ears and I never miss it. And then after that, it's vocals, uh, guitars, and just kick and snare
Okay.
and nothing else. Like normally, I won't ask for bass, even though it's important because it kind of messes with the kick frequency. So then it's a mess. So I will try to avoid the bass and backing vocals. I avoid anything that is extra that just messes with my head. And I will avoid also many drum stuff because they're too noisy. So just kick, snare, and one guitar or two, depends on the band. Now with Ankor, I ask for both and lead vocals and nothing else from the band.
That's cool. I always wonder about people's in-ear mixes because they're always so different.
Yeah,
Uh,
makes sense that they're different. Yeah,
yeah. Especially from drummer to drummer. I've never noticed how much it changes from between drummers. It's so crazy.
maybe it changes like according to the level of deafness each drummer has because we are deaf people, drummers. So if one is very deaf, he will ask for the click louder than the other one. Maybe.
That's fair. I was told one time that they have the click in the original track of the song, and that's it.
Okay, I've done that in the past. Once I did a session, like a fill-in gig for a band, and they were doing it like that. And I was like, okay, I'm not gonna mess with their way of working just for one show. But it was really weird. I
Yeah.
felt like, yeah, like I felt like I was doing just overdub, kind of, on the show because the rest of the band was hearing just me. They didn't have any ears. I was the only one having. I was just hearing the studio version of the song with a click. It was really weird. It didn't feel like playing a show.
Okay, that's fair. Next question. Do you guys got any new shows coming up? Are you guys gonna come to the US yet, please?
So actually, we've got a bunch of shows coming. Oddly enough, it sounds really surreal, but our first show of 2024 is in India.
That's
This
cool.
sounds this sounds really well. I've never been there. The guy's never been there, so it's gonna be nice. And that's in February. And then we have a lot of Europe to cover. We're doing Spain, three Spanish shows, and one in London in March. Then in April we have a European tour with Beyond the Black. It's gonna be a full month tour across Europe, mostly Central Europe, and a lot of German shows. And then the summer is insanely packed with festivals. Like I think we're pretty much doing every festival that exists in Europe this summer. And we have all the cool ones like Wagen, Hellfest, Bloodstock, Resurrection, and all those things. So it's gonna be a really interesting summer. And after that, we don't have anything, but yeah, it's quite early yet to know what we're doing in autumn.
Of course.
But US, not yet, but it's not that we don't want to. We really want to come. So it's just like a matter of time because we really want to make it happen. We're trying to make it happen. So I think it's gonna come, but unfortunately, nothing confirmed yet.
Okay. It's one of those things where I always find that bands from Europe have a little bit of a harder time coming to the US than US bands coming to Europe.
Yeah, I think it's kind of the visa thing first. The visa thing is a pain in the ass. Um, kind of look because I remember I came once to the US to tour and uh, the visa process was really really hard. And it costs a lot of money. So that's the thing. So to make it work like financially, to not be a disaster, you have to have a pretty decent offer. And for the first time, it's always hard to lock a decent offer as a newcomer. So I think for every band, the first time is the hardest, and then it kind of rolls because you did it one time already and you build a crowd and everything. But the first time it's always a disaster, or not a disaster, but I mean disaster mentally
Yeah, yeah,
until you make it happen. So, and for Ankor, it's gonna be the first time. So yeah, it takes a bit of effort to find the right conditions to do it.
of course. Well, if you guys, whenever you guys come to the U.S., um, hit me up and I will take you guys out for some good United States Southern barbecue.
Oh, that's gonna be amazing for sure. Yeah, I'm gonna hit you up. And yeah, and also one of the things I miss is the milkshakes. So yeah, let's have some milkshakes too.
I know six different spots that have great milkshakes, so
Yay. Yeah. Okay. That's a deal.
sounds
That's a
good.
plan.
Okay, and I know you guys got some new music coming out. You got
Mm-hmm.
chapter 5 and I think chapter 6.
6. Yes.
I think I can count right. 6. No, that's not right. This is that was 7. My bad. So the last part of any episode of my podcast, we do call something called the Dream Festival.
Okay.
It's mine now. I coined it. I stole it from Craig Reynolds from Stray from the Path.
Oh, I love the guy.
I took it from his podcast, the Downbeat podcast.
Mm-hmm.
He don't like it, so I like it. So it's mine now.
Okay, okay.
So the only rule is you are going to be like Anchor is going to be playing the festival.
Okay.
I'll make sure to walk you through it. So the first thing is we got to talk about catering. What kind of
Okay.
what kind of food are you going to have at your festival?
So first of all, a lot of vegetarian stuff because me and also Desi, our vocalist, and normally many of the crew members are vegetarians. So yeah, we need a lot of veggie food. So I would say veggie burgers, um, and what else? Fries, of course, and even better, sweet potato fries.
Okay.
Uh, Salads, but not the healthy ones, the boring ones, the good ones that are drenched in sauce and would have olives and corn and stuff like that, like all the interesting stuff, not just the green, boring things. And what else? Some seafood, because we eat seafood, and but also fish because our base is allergic in seafood, so he should have the option to eat fish. And then a lot of sweet stuff, but a lot of sweet stuff because we're sugar addicts as well. So like muffins, croissants, donuts, all that.
I'm a
So
sweet.
that and then milkshakes. That looks good. And
Oh,
then milkshakes and a lot of coffee.
that sounds great to me. How do you like your coffee?
With a lot of sugar and a lot of milk.
Okay. I
Yeah.
I, I have a coffee steeper. So it's
Whoa.
cold brew. You take the coffee and you put it in the little tube and you put it in the water in the container of water and I leave it in there for like a week. Partially because I forget about it and it makes stupid strong coffee because I use Death Wish coffee, which is already pretty strong.
Whoa.
And that shit keeps me up for like an entire day. It's delicious though.
Wow. And you put sugar or milk inside
Yeah.
or black coffee.
Um I don't drink black coffee very often. Sometimes I do. If I'm hating myself, I will. No, I'm just kidding. Um, I like to use sweet cream in mine.
That's also very good. That's very good.
So next up, where is the festival going to be? We gotta. You can put it anywhere
Hmm.
you want.
Somewhere with an average climate, not too cold, not too hot. So I would say something like, oh, maybe I don't know if it's a summer festival. I would maybe say Italy, not because it's my favorite country or something, but because the climate I think is the best in the summer, like kind of northern Italy. In everywhere else, I suffer because in Germany, for example, it's too cold for my summer standards. So I hate myself because I feel too cold before I play the show. But if we go like more down in the south, like towards where I am now, it's insanely hot. It's a mess to play there. Like Greece and the rest of the Balkans, it's like torture in the summer, like 40 degrees.
Well, that was Eleni Nota from the band Ankor. Thanks again so much for coming on the podcast. The Dream Festival got cut short because I need to find a new way to record my podcast other than Zoom. But I digress. This podcast was edited, produced, and hosted by me, Austin Mullins. Please like, review, share, all that stuff. The outro music is Dark Beat by Ankor. And we'll see you guys on the next one. Roll the outro.
Across a broken bridge, how can a man with time is torn apart? I need to make it to